PR lunch.
Hello, Russian PR pros, PR lunch, attendees, mentors, students, consultants. It's nice to see you. I'm Gini Dietrich. I'm the founder and author of Spin Sucks. It's both a blog, and a professional development site for communicators who need to learn how to use the PESO model and become certified in its use. I hope you'll check us out at spinsucks.com. So I have been asked by Valentina to answer a few questions for you, and here we go. Number one, she asks, PR is moving to digital seamlessly, and today any digital skill is supposed to be considered as PR as well. Does it mean that PR could be assimilated by digital marketing completely? The answer is yes. There was a study done, or there has been a study done every year by the University of Southern California. There's a Center for PR there called the Annenberg Center. And one of the things that they've been looking at is where PR belongs in the total overall marketing mix. And what they have found is that marketing continues to do things such as paid media, owned media, and shared media, while PR continues to be relegated to earned media. So until we take control of the total PESO model, so we're doing paid, I'm not talking about big ad campaigns or anything like that, but we're doing social media advertising. We learn how to do some Google AdWords, some pay-per-click. We learn how to do sponsored content and native advertising. You probably already know how to do some of that kind of stuff. We're also doing content marketing. We're doing email marketing. We're doing influencer marketing. We're doing our typical media relations. We're doing events and crisis and reputation. And we're doing shared. We're doing community building. We're doing community service. We're taking all of these things and integrating them into one model. So yes, until you learn at least little pieces of each of the PESO model, the paid, earned, shared, and owned, you will be assimilated by digital marketing completely. And I venture to guess the PR industry as it stands today won't exist 5 years from now, which makes me very sad. So let's do something about that. Number two, PR managers are collaborating with influencers, bloggers, making special projects, so they're already working in terms of paid channels with the PESO model. Meanwhile, all digital marketers are working in the paid too and consider that PR should be fixed only within earned. What do you think about that? I do not like that. I agree that that's what's happening. But here's the thing, and this is what I say all the time. PR is about relationships. PR is about relationships with stakeholders, with customers, with prospects, with everybody across the gamut, right? And we know how to build relationships. So there are certainly some marketers that are great at advertising, and they're great at copywriting, and they're great at finding somebody's innate need to have to buy something. They're great at that. But we're great at the relationship piece. And those two pieces can be married. So when you think about paid media, you think about things like sponsored content. You're paying for it, right? It's still content that you've created, but you're paying to boost it, or you're paying to have it as sponsored on a major news site or whatever it happens to be. And let the marketers focus on the cute jingles and the copywriting and the things that assimilate to sales while we build the relationship. And both of those can work in tandem. Number three, content is king, distribution is queen. Today, we have to pay for our own content production and promotion. So many owned channels could be considered as the paid ones. So when you look at the PESO model, you have paid, earned, shared, and owned. And then you have because it's a Venn diagram, so each of the circles overlap. So where they overlap, you see things like that. So you'll see owned and paid. Where they overlap, you'll have email marketing, and you'll have sponsored content, and you'll have native advertising, and you'll have boosted content. That's where those things overlap. And certainly if you're paying for content production, although I wouldn't really put that under paid because it's part of owned, you still own that. You're not using another channel to distribute it. It's sitting on your website. It's not until you start boosting it or sponsoring it that it overlaps into paid. But yeah, certainly there you see overlaps between all four of the media types. Number four, when clients ask agency for PR support, they're looking for a 360 approach with the media mix. However, the ecosystem of the whole campaign is usually already fixed by digital marketing in-house. So how can we work only with influencer relations, and how do we change this tradition? That's a really challenging question. And I don't have a great answer for it. You know, I'm in a really unique position in that I own the agency. So if somebody comes to us and they say, we want PR, meaning they just want influencer and media relations, we will tell them no, that we're not going to work with them. And if they say, well, we already have in-house social, or we already have, okay, great, but we have to work with them. And there has to be, you know, we have to make sure that those silos they're not silos, that they're broken down and that we're working together. And it's rare that we would work with somebody and only do one media type. I think if you're looking for a job, the same kind of thing, you can say to them, listen, this job is great for me, except I'm not going to do just media relations. I'm going to do content, and I'm going to do shared, and I'm going to begin to show how those media types start to overlap and how the work that you're doing is going to affect the work of everybody else. Certainly, if you're going to go work for a big, huge consumer brand or something like that, you're probably not going to have that opportunity. But I think for the majority of us, we have the opportunity to say, this is what we do, and this is how we do it, and this is what we're going to do. Number 5, my little one is calling me. Hold on one sec. I'm back, and somebody would like to introduce herself. What's your name? What's your name? You're not going to introduce yourself? Not yet. It's a recording. It's a video. Okay. Well. Oh. Bye. Number 5. How will blockchain change PR? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know the answer to that. It's I think that's a wait and see right now. It's definitely a trend, but I don't know how it's going to change PR. So that's definitely something we should all keep our eyes on. And then number 6, the fake news and reputation issue. I have the great advantage of being in the United States of America, where the president of our country
is so mean.
In the words of a 7-year-old. And it's a little rough right now because he has created this whole idea of fake news and reputation. And because of it, people do not trust the media like they used to. And I think that's another reason that we have to really think about how we're going to evolve our careers. Because if we're focused just on media relations and media continues to change, it continues to be eaten up, it continues to not be trusted, it's going to make our jobs a lot harder. So really think about how you can use owned, shared, and paid to evolve your career. And we have one more thing to say. Oh, okay. Just one second. I'll be right. I'm going to do one more thing. Sorry. So yeah, really think about how you can evolve your career. I hope you'll check us out at spinsucks.com. We have a lot of really great free content, content to help you think about these kinds of things. We're actually right in the middle of a PESO model series right now to help you think about how this works together, how you measure it at the end, and what your metrics look like, and how to sell it to executives. So there you have it. I'm very happy to be introduced to all of you through PR Lunch. Thank you, Valentina, for the invitation, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.